Close your eyes. Allow the world around you to fade away, gently dissolving like mist in the first light of dawn. Let go of everything outside, every sound, every thought, every distraction, as if they are being swept away by a gentle breeze. Let the quiet within you deepen, the stillness growing until all that remains is the pulse of your breath. Inhale slowly, deeply, imagining the air entering your lungs as liquid gold, warm, radiant, and full of life. Feel it filling your chest, spreading out like liquid light through your veins, filling every corner of your body with warmth and vitality. The gold swirls in your blood, energizing you from the inside out, wrapping you in an aura of calm strength. Exhale slowly, but with intention, like you are pushing out all the weight you've ever carried. All the worries, all the stress, all the doubts. Release them one by one, letting them drift away into the vast, endless space around you. With each exhale, you shed more of what no longer serves you, until you feel lighter, freer, and more aligned with the peace that lies within. Breathe in again, deeper this time, as if you are drawing the very stars themselves into your chest. Feel them pull closer, their energy magnetic as they swirl down toward you. As you inhale, pull their light into your being, feeling their brilliance fill your heart, your soul, your spirit. You are no longer just a body in space. You are a part of something far greater, a part of the cosmos itself. When you exhale, let go completely and feel your body sink deeper and deeper into a place of complete stillness, a silent ocean beneath all thought, where time no longer exists. In this space, there is no past, no future, only the present moment, infinite and eternal. Here, nothing exists but the pure, quiet essence of being. In this place of perfect tranquility, a golden ring begins to form within the depths of your mind. It spins gently, its surface glowing with a soft, radiant warmth, like the sun rising over the horizon. As it turns, 6 numbers materialize within its circle, each one burning with a deep, sacred energy. The numbers glow brighter and brighter with each passing moment, flickering like the embers of a fire that refuses to die. These numbers are not mere figures, they are keys, ancient symbols of wisdom that have been with you since the beginning of time. They hold a power that transcends space, that reaches beyond the limits of your understanding. With each pulse of the numbers, you can feel them vibrate, reverberating deep within your soul. They are calling to you, connecting you to something vast, something timeless. The ring spins faster now, the numbers shifting and dancing in the golden glow, sending waves of energy through your being. Each number is a reminder of your sacred connection to the universe, a reminder that you are part of something infinitely greater than yourself. 27. A lotus bud, delicate and tightly closed, begins to crack open in the stillness of midnight. The world around it is shrouded in deep darkness, the air thick with silence. There is no rush, no hurry. The moment is sacred, sacred in its quiet reverence for what is unfolding. Slowly, so very slowly, the bud begins to stretch open, its petals trembling gently as they release themselves from the grip of the night. It's as if the lotus is revealing its secrets, each petal unfolding like a whispered prayer, each layer exposing a deeper truth about the world. In that tender silence, the lotus offers its message. You grow in darkness before you bloom in light. These words hold a profound truth, one that is easy to overlook in the rush of life. We often think that growth must be visible, must be marked by achievement, by the outward signs of success or progress. But the lotus, in its quiet patience, teaches us that true growth is a process that happens deep within, away from the gaze of others, in the quiet spaces where no one sees. The darkness, far from being something to fear, is where the foundation is laid. It is in the darkness of the soil, beneath the surface of the water, that the lotus roots itself. This darkness is where it gathers its strength, where it learns to stretch upward, inch by inch, toward the light. The water is murky, the surroundings unclear, and yet the lotus continues to grow, steadfast and unwavering, knowing that the light is coming. In our own lives, there are moments when we too must grow in the unseen places. There are times when the world may not see our struggles, our inner battles, or our quiet moments of transformation. Yet, it is in these moments, when we are alone with our thoughts, our fears, and our dreams, that we are truly becoming who we are meant to be. The world may judge us by what it sees on the outside, but our growth is happening in the unseen, in the quiet places where our spirit is quietly being shaped. The lotus, though it grows in the dark waters, does not remain there. It knows that the light is its destiny, that it will one day break free from the water's surface and fully open under the gaze of the sun. It grows with the certainty that the darkness will not last forever, and that soon its bloom will reach toward the sky, radiant and beautiful. We too are like the lotus. Our growth in the shadows is necessary. It is where we learn the most about ourselves. In the dark, we learn resilience, we learn patience, we learn to trust that even when we cannot see the path ahead, we are still moving, still growing, and still becoming. And when the moment comes, when the light finally touches us, when our time to bloom arrives, we will shine just as brightly as the lotus, fully open and full of life, ready to be seen by the world in all our glory. It is in the darkness that we build the roots, and in the light, we bloom. The process is not easy, nor is it always visible to others, but it is sacred, just as the lotus grows silently beneath the water before its beauty is revealed. And in that beauty, we find our purpose, our power, and our truth. 108A single prayer bead rests gently between a monk's fingers, glowing with an ethereal light that seems to pulse with life. The bead, though small and humble, radiates a quiet energy, a sacred energy that connects the monk to something far greater than the world around him. It is a simple bead, yet it holds within it the wisdom of the ages, the truth of the universe, and the silent hum of creation itself. As the monk turns the bead between his fingertips, it hums a soft, timeless tune, one that resonates deeply within the soul. The hum of the bead is not a sound that can be heard by the ear, but felt in the core of one's being. It is a vibration, a frequency that echoes through the very fabric of existence, and the message it carries is both profound and simple. You are the beginning, the void, and the endless cycle. In this moment, the monk is not merely turning a bead, he is connecting to the eternal rhythm of life, to the pulse that beats in the heart of all things. The bead is not just an object, it is a symbol of the cycle of existence itself, of birth, death, and rebirth, the infinite loop that connects all things across time and space. The monk's fingers trace this cycle with reverence, mindful of the delicate balance between beginnings and endings, between the known and the unknown. The first part of the hum, "You are the beginning," reminds the monk, and all who listen, that each moment is born anew, that every thought, every action, every breath is a fresh start. The beginning is not just a point in time, it is the potential that lies within every moment. The bead glows with this potential, as it holds the seeds of all that is to come, a promise that from the deepest darkness of the void, creation will always emerge. The second part of the hum, "You are the void," speaks to the emptiness that exists before the creation of anything. The void is the space where all things are born, the silent expanse that contains all possibilities. It is the place of nothingness, where time and form do not yet exist. Yet, within this emptiness, there is infinite potential. The monk's hand, steady and mindful, feels this vast emptiness between each bead as it passes through his fingers, an emptiness that is not to be feared but embraced. For within the void, everything exists and nothing is lost. And finally, you are the endless cycle, is the hum that brings everything into motion. The cycle is the flow of life itself, the continuous loop of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. It is the force that keeps the universe in balance, that keeps the stars in their paths and the oceans in their tides. The monk, with each bead he turns, feels the pulse of this cycle within himself. He understands that just as the bead moves through his fingers, he too is moving through the cycle of life, each turn a reminder of the constant flow of existence. In these quiet moments, as the bead hums between his fingers, the monk is reminded that he is part of something far greater. He is both the beginning and the end, the void and the fullness, the endless cycle that continues, regardless of what may come. Each prayer bead with its quiet hum is a reflection of the eternal truth that life is in constant motion, ever unfolding, ever renewing, and that we too are a part of that never-ending journey. As the monk continues to turn the beads, he is not just counting, but connecting with the infinite, tuning his spirit to the hum of the universe, feeling the eternal flow of life within him. 36. Before you a pyramid rises, not of stone but of fire, earth, and storm. Each element swirls and weaves together in perfect harmony, forming a shape both majestic and powerful. The fire burns with a fierce intensity, its flames licking the air with their hunger, yet held within the pyramid's structure, they do not rage wildly. They remain contained, purposeful. The earth at the base is solid, grounded, unshakable, its deep roots connecting to the very core of the planet, offering unwavering stability. Above, the storm rages, winds howling, clouds shifting, thunder crashing in the distance. And yet, this chaotic force is not chaotic here. It is part of the balance, a dynamic energy that flows through the pyramid like electricity through wires, powerful but never destructive when held in harmony. This pyramid stands as a perfect representation of balance, a symbol of the elements working together in unity. The fire provides the passion, the earth the foundation, and the storm the energy. These forces are not separate, they exist as one, each supporting and guiding the others in an eternal dance of equilibrium. At the very heart of this pyramid, there lies a law. Stand balanced, and no wind can knock you down. It is a law not just for the pyramid, but for all who come to understand it. Balance is not the absence of movement, nor is it the avoidance of storms. Balance is the ability to stand firm and centered, even in the face of chaos. To stand balanced is to understand that you are not simply the fire that burns or the earth that supports. You are all of it. You are the flame, burning with desire but also the earth beneath you, providing you with roots deep enough to withstand the strongest winds. You are the storm above you, moving and shifting with the rhythms of life, but also the stillness within, the calm that allows you to remain untouched by the world's turbulence. When you are balanced, you are like the pyramid. an unshakable force. The winds may blow, the storm may rage, and fire may threaten to consume you, but you will stand firm, rooted in your own center. The external chaos cannot reach you because you are not swayed by it. Your foundation is deep, your energy is focused, and your spirit is unwavering. This law teaches that balance is not something that is achieved by avoiding the storm or seeking shelter from the winds. It is achieved by learning how to stand within the storm, how to flow with the winds without being thrown off course. The storm will come, the fire will burn, the earth may shake, but none of these forces can defeat you as long as you stand firmly in your center, grounded and aware of your own strength. The pyramid of fire, earth, and storm is not just a symbol of the elements, it is a symbol of the self. When you align these forces within you, when you bring together your passions, your stability, and your energy, you too will become an unshakable presence. And like the pyramid, you will stand tall, no matter what forces may come against you. For when you are balanced, there is nothing that can move you from your place. You are the fire, the earth, and the storm, all in one, standing strong in the face of life's ever-changing tides. 51. Before you, a stairway emerges from the face of a sheer cliff, its steps carved directly into the rock, winding upward into the unknown. The path is not visible from the bottom, and the stones that form the steps seem to appear only as you draw near. Each step is a mystery, suspended in midair until your foot touches it, as if the cliff itself is revealing the way one step at a time. The air is thin up here, the winds whispering secrets of the height and the vastness below, but still the path stretches upward, inviting you to ascend. The cliff is steep, and the stones beneath your feet, though solid, are rough, worn smooth by the passage of time. Yet there is something about this journey, something about the way the stairway seems to form only as you move, that speaks of faith, a trust in the process, a belief that the next step will always appear when you need it. The stairway's command is clear and simple. Step where you see no step yet. A command not of caution, but of courage. It asks you to move forward, not with the certainty that the path is clear, but with the faith that, as you advance, the way will be revealed. It requires you to step into the unknown, to trust that the stones will appear beneath your feet, even when they remain hidden from your sight. There is no map, no guide, no promise of what lies ahead, only the invitation to take that first step, to trust in the journey, and to believe that the path will form as you move. To follow this command is to embrace uncertainty. It is to recognize that in life, as in the climb up the cliff, there are moments when the way ahead is obscured, when the next step is not visible, and yet you must still move forward. It is in those moments, when you cannot see where the path leads, that your courage is tested. You must rely on something deeper, your intuition, your trust, your inner strength, to take that step, knowing that each movement will reveal the next. The stairway is a symbol of life itself, with all its uncertainties and unknowns. There are times when the future seems uncertain, when the next step is not clear, and when the path ahead appears to disappear into the mist. But it is in these very moments that you must take action. Each step you take, even when you cannot see where it will lead, brings you closer to your destination. The very act of moving forward creates the path. To walk this stairway is to acknowledge that you will not always have all the answers. You will not always know what lies ahead, but you trust that each step you take brings you closer to your purpose, closer to the clarity you seek. There is a deeper wisdom in trusting the process, in stepping into the unknown without fear, and knowing that the journey itself holds the key to your growth. As you move upward, the cliff may seem steep, the air colder and the distance greater. But with each step, you become more attuned to the rhythm of the climb. You learn to trust in the process, to know that the next step will appear, even if it remains hidden, until the moment you need it most. And as you rise higher, you begin to understand that the journey itself is not just about reaching the top, but about the courage it takes to step forward when nothing is certain, when nothing is visible. The stairway cut into the cliff face is not just a path upward, it is a challenge to trust, to leap into the unknown, and to believe that even when you cannot see the way, you are still on the right path. For the moment you step where no step yet exists, you create the path. And in doing so, you move closer to the summit, closer to the wisdom and the clarity that comes only when you have the courage to walk without seeing the end. 63. As dusk settles over the world, a single candle flame flickers in the window of a quiet home, casting a soft, warm glow into the growing shadows outside. The flame dances gently in the evening air, its light small but steady. A beacon of calm in the deepening night, it flickers in the stillness, never rushing, never fading too quickly, but rather simply being present, luminous, and unhurried. Outside, the world grows darker, the winds cool, and the sounds of the day soften. But the light from the candle remains, unwavering and constant, a silent reminder of something deeper. This candle flame holds a secret, one whispered softly with each flicker of its light. True wealth is knowing you're already home. The flame is not just a source of light, but a symbol of something far greater, something more profound than any material possession or external success. It represents the quiet contentment of being rooted, of knowing that, regardless of the distance or the journey, you are already where you need to be. Home is not a place you must search for or strive to reach. It is a state of being, a sense of inner peace that comes from understanding that you are already whole, already complete. In the rush of life, we often forget this simple truth. We chase after wealth, success, recognition, and all manner of external achievements, believing that they will bring us happiness or fulfillment. But like the candle flame in the window, true wealth is found not in what we acquire or accomplish, but in the quiet certainty that we are already at home within ourselves. The flame does not seek to be brighter or larger, it simply is, and in its being it offers warmth and comfort. This is how we are meant to live, without striving to be more than we are, without seeking outside validation, but instead embracing the peace that comes from knowing we are enough as we are. The flickering flame invites you to pause, to step away from the noise of the world, and to simply be present in the moment. In its steady glow, you are reminded that the search for meaning, for belonging, or for wealth is not found outside of you, but within. True home is not defined by a physical space or a set of possessions. It is the inner sanctuary of peace, the place where you can rest and simply be, knowing you are safe, you are whole, and you are enough. The candlelight is steady, not because it is perfect, but because it knows its purpose is simply to shine in the darkness. It does not compare itself to the vastness of the night or seek to outshine the stars. It simply offers its light in its own quiet way. And so too should we be. True wealth is not about comparing ourselves to others or striving to accumulate more. It is about being content with the quiet brilliance that is already within us. As the darkness of the evening deepens, the candle continues to glow in the window, a silent but steadfast presence. It does not look for approval or recognition, and yet its light is felt by all who pass by. It understands its worth is not in what it does, but simply in its being. This is the secret it holds, that the wealth we seek, the home we long for, and the peace we crave are already within us. 72. A river winds its way through an ancient forest, its waters glistening under the soft light that filters through the towering trees above. The river's path is not straight, but meandering, following the natural contours of the land as it carves its way through the earth. The sound of the water is gentle, a constant murmur that speaks of time passing slowly, of nature unfolding in its own rhythm. As the river moves forward, it carries with it a sense of ancient wisdom, a deep connection to the land it has travelled for centuries. It flows around roots and rocks, over moss-covered stones, and through valleys and hills, creating its own path, its own way of being. This river, though constantly in motion, is never in a rush. It knows that its journey, though long and winding, is always guided toward a greater purpose. The sea. The river does not struggle to reach the ocean. It simply flows. It trusts that, as long as it stays true to its course, it will eventually merge with the vast, boundless sea. It does not worry about the obstacles along the way or the bends in its path. The river knows that in time all will be overcome, and the sea will welcome it when the time is right. The river's song, a soft and soothing melody, echoes through the forest, carried by the wind and the rustling of the leaves. Let abundance flow to you like water finds the sea. This is not just a song of the river, but a message for all who listen. It is a song of trust, of surrender, of understanding that life, much like the river's journey, is about allowing abundance to flow to you naturally, without forcing or striving. Abundance, like water, flows effortlessly when we allow it. It is not something to chase or grasp at, but something that will find its way to us if we are patient, if we trust in the natural rhythms of life. Just as the river does not struggle against the landscape, but flows with it, we too must learn to flow with life, trusting that what we need will come to us when the time is right. The obstacles we face, whether they be rocks, roots, or bends in the path, are not barriers but part of the journey. Each challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to shape ourselves, just as the river shapes the land it passes through. The message is simple yet profound. Let abundance flow to you. It is an invitation to stop fighting the current, to stop forcing things into place, and instead to trust that, like the river, we are always moving toward our greater purpose. We are always moving toward the sea, toward that vast, limitless space where everything we need can be found. This flow of abundance is not only material wealth, but also emotional, spiritual, and creative abundance. It is the abundance of love, connection, peace, and opportunity, everything that enriches our lives and allows us to thrive. Like the river that nourishes the land as it flows, abundance nourishes us when we allow it to move freely toward us. The forest watches as the river carves its path, just as life watches us as we carve ours. The trees, the rocks, the earth, and the sky all are part of the same rhythm. All are part of the flow. We are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it. And just as the river eventually finds its way to the sea, so too will our lives find their way to the abundance that awaits us. So, let the river's song be your guide. Let abundance flow to you, just as water finds the sea. Trust in the flow, trust in the timing, and know that, just like the river, you are always on your way to something greater. The journey is not about striving or chasing, but about allowing the natural flow of life to carry you where you need to go. And when you surrender to that flow, the abundance you seek will find its way to you, just as the river finds its home in the sea. Let the numbers carve their symbols into your bones, etching themselves deep into the marrow of your being, like ancient runes that carry the wisdom of lifetimes. Feel them press against you, a quiet yet undeniable imprint, as though the universe itself is marking you for greatness. Let their power settle within, rooting itself in the core of who you are, transforming your very flesh into sacred geometry. In this silence, vow with conviction, I claim my blessings, not like a thief in the night, slipping in shadows and fleeing in fear, but like the earth claims the rain, steadfast, open, and ready to receive. I stand as the soil, patient and welcoming, trusting in the abundance that will wash over me. I am both the soil and the rain, the giver and the receiver, forever in balance, forever in flow. Let the vow resonate within you, each word reverberating like the steady pulse of the earth beneath your feet. Feel the weight of your claim, grounding you in the infinite truth of your worth. Open your eyes. The wheel has turned, and with it, you have been forever changed. The numbers, now woven into the fabric of your soul, are no longer distant symbols. They are the map to your destiny, the stars that will guide you home. You are not just a traveller on the path. You are the path, the journey, the destination you have long sought. And now, as the wheel turns, your blessings find you, not as a gift, but as a birthright, waiting patiently for you to open your arms and receive.